All right, welcome back to the Attack the Rack YouTube channel. This is the Attack the Rack podcast with myself and Big Mo. We come to you every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. We've got Sammy Go Blue back today. We're going to talk to him about the Michigan-Texas game that he was at, saw live in person. Had some despite the loss, pretty good experiences there with some of the Texas fans he's going to tell us about. And then he's going to kind of give us his 2 cents on the game. Big Mo was on the injured list, listed as questionable for today, but he is now that it's game time, he's ready to go. He had a rough day.
Can't keep me out, Curt. Cannot keep me out.
Current update: Big Mo had a wisdom teeth pulled this morning, and Big Mo current status as we approach game time here for the podcast. How are you feeling?
Feeling all right. The pain, I would say the extraction was easier than the after effects here.
Yeah.
The pain is I don't know if it's the numbness has wore off or whatever, but definitely sore in the jaw area. Hopefully it's healing well.
Yeah.
Took the gauze out a couple hours ago, so
Okay.
hopefully that's a positive thing. Who knows?
All right. And again, just, we kind of mention this each week. We actually record this on Friday evening. So Big Mo does have the weekend now to hopefully be able to rest and recover.
Heal up, get healthy.
Yeah. Good excuse to just stay in, Ryan, and watch some football, take it easy.
That's the plan. That's the plan. That's the plan.
Hey, we mentioned this a couple times. Another one of your players, the great Mike Rock, reached out to me, said he's been watching the podcast, enjoying it as well. So we got to give a shout out to Mike Rock, great dude, doing big things. So yeah.
Yeah. Former player, friend.
Yeah.
Now, right? It's always nice. So it's awesome to hear from those guys when they jump on and watch the show. So what up, Mike? And let's connect soon.
And he'd be another one to have as a guest on the show to tell some Coach Klingler stories from back in the day.
I don't know if I'd like that or not.
Oh, I love it.
Guys, every family party or social event needs something special. Bubba's Bounce House Rentals, LLC can do that for you. They provide inflatable bounce houses and water slides on top of great service in the West Michigan Lakeshore area. Call Bounce Master Sam at 616-485-0257 today and mention Attack the Rack to get $25 off your next rental. Also, find Bubba's Bounce House Rentals, LLC on Facebook. Bubba's Bounce House Rentals. All we rent is fun.
All right. Hey, Big Mo. Again, it's Friday. We're recording Friday here. Last night, Thursday night football. The Buffalo Bills destroyed the Miami Dolphins 31-10. Josh Allen, again, in line with what we were talking about in the daily lineup show. I think that was Tuesday's show. The quarterbacks and their stats. 13 out of 19 for just like 150 yards or something like that. Obviously, they got a nice win. They did get a defensive touchdown. But again, just 19 pass attempts from the quarterback.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see maybe the second week here how the weekend shakes up. But I mean, 13 and 19 still. I mean,
very
efficient.
Yeah. For sure.
Not what it was just about 150 yards, right?
Yeah.
So if you double those throws, you double the completions, you double the yards, it looks like kind of a complete NFL game, or what has been a complete NFL game. So, more power to them. They're finding. I mean, that's good enough to win. That you're going to take that as a NFL team right now. You don't want to take losses. So, Josh Allen getting it done.
Yeah.
Bunch of different names out there, bunch of no-name receivers, and running back had a decent game, nothing spectacular, but again, just enough to put Miami in their place and take care of business.
Yeah, and then quarterback on the other side of the ball, obviously another concussion, another serious injury for him. But prior to that, he was not having a great game. He threw 3 interceptions. He was 17 out of 25 for just a buck 45, but obviously went out early with yet another concussion. This is at least the third that we obviously know about, because 3 major concussions occurred during primetime standalone games, Big Mo. If you're Tua at this point, are you literally seriously considering stepping away from the game?
Yeah, watching a couple of these sports talk shows today, I truly think, man, it's got to be such a hard personal decision, because these guys have worked so hard to get where they're at. Obviously, they understand the importance of the people around them, family, and whatever. So I'm sure that's got to be. I mean, it's not a decision that I would be like. I'm not willing to say what he should do, because you are still your own person, right? He's got to take everything into consideration for himself. It'll be interesting at some point if the NFL has to step in and almost like force that issue, what they think is safe. So I think you let him get healthy, and then it probably becomes his decision. Financially, he's well taken care of, especially after signing that new contract. But those guys are so competitive, they're so driven, and they work their whole life to get to this point. So I'm not sure you can just take it away. So I'm sure I don't know what I would do in that situation if I was someone like that.
Yeah. I'll kind of repeat what I said on the Friday morning live show. It's easy for us to say one way or the other, like, oh, you should play or you should retire. Obviously, we're not in his shoes. But yeah, when you look at the fact that, him and his family should be financially set for generations to come, you would think, well, you're really putting your future health at risk, especially when you see all the old NFL players now, so many of them dealing with such serious brain injuries. It's easy to say, hey, he should walk away. But again, I think these professional athletes, they have and even like Division I athletes, obviously they're tremendously talented, tremendously athletic, but I think there's an aspect of how far they go, making it to the professional level. I think a lot of that does have to do with just how much they love the sport that they play and how competitive they are. And I don't think myself can understand what that level of competitiveness is, or what that level of love for the game that you play truly is. Because I think that's a big factor in why athletes make it as far as they do.
Yeah. I don't. I don't disagree with any of that. I think I think it's just going to be a tough decision. I think it's got to be, again, it's going to be his decision. And again, I'm sure his family will play some role in that, and the people around him that are close will play a role in deciding that. I do think, comparing it to 20 years ago, the equipment they're using now, even though he still sustained a concussion, you would hope that some of this new equipment technology they're using maybe lessens some of those blows comparably to what they were 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Too, you wonder, you mentioned, will the NFL maybe step in? I don't know if that would happen. What if the Miami Dolphins are just like, hey, we just don't feel right about you playing. And, obviously it's your decision, but if you want to keep playing, you can keep playing. But unfortunately from a ethical and morality standpoint, we just don't feel comfortable you playing for us. I mean, what if something like that happened?
Well, I'm sure. I mean, it could, right? I mean, because it would be, hey, obviously this could happen again anytime, and it may not happen again. You
Yeah.
don't know. So obviously, something like the Miami Dolphins saying, "Hey, we're going to go in a different direction." Then you got to be another team willing to maybe take that risk too. So yeah, it'll be interesting to watch. Let's just hope he gets healthy first, and then hopefully he can weigh all the decisions and plus minuses and figure out what's going to be best for him.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hey, let's talk. All right, speaking of injuries, let's get into our top 3 of the week. Personal injuries, Ryan, Big Mo.
Sure.
Top 3 injuries we have personally sustained in our lives. I don't have, I mean, obviously, I don't know what ones you're going to share, but I know from knowing you, I know you've had some pretty doozy injuries and some good stories along with those. I'll go first. Yeah, mine aren't quite as good as yours, so I'll go first. I don't have much. I did have when I was maybe 4 years old, I was on a swing set and I did break a bone in my foot or my leg. I don't think it was anything serious, but back in those days, you had to have a freaking cast on. I had to have a cast like almost all the way up my entire leg for something which I don't think in today's era really would be that significant. So that would be my first one, broken bone in my leg on a swing set when I was 4 years old.
All right, Curt. Well, let's start. Let's try to build this up a little bit. I'm gonna start when I was a little bit younger. Now, I wish I would have probably reached out to my mom about this today because I just thought about it.
Yeah.
But starting off a little younger, right? Um, Riding on the back of a bike. I don't remember they used to have the little kid where the kid sits behind the parent, kind of like the attachment seat.
Yeah. Yep.
Got my Achilles caught in the bike the spokes or something like that, and tore up the back of my Achilles heel area. Oh yeah. So no long-lasting effect from that, but it is kind of scarred a little bit. So luckily it never caused me any problems.
Oh, that's nasty. All right, my second one. I've battled through this injury twice in my life, in adulthood. Lingering injury. Can't say for sure how or when the injury occurred, but plantar fasciitis. I've had it severe twice.
Silent killer.
To the point where when you get out of the bed in the morning, you can't walk right away. You've got to ease into it. The getting out of a car, just in a car ride from the time you got into the car to the time you get out of the car, even in a short distance there, it tenses back up and basically like tightens back up, and you got to slowly kind of work it back in. Now, the great Steve Edson, who we've had on the program here as an interview, he was somebody that had struggled with plantar fasciitis before I did. And he gave me these great inserts for my shoes, which I still use today. But the other thing that he told me is you need to get a small little ball, like like one of those rubber bouncy balls that you can get,
or like a gumball machine or something like that.
Yeah. You get a small little ball. And actually what I used the first time, I had it inside of a baseball as a small little hard round red ball.
Oh, yep.
And that's what I did. And he said, what you got to do is you start and you roll it around your entire foot. And then you slowly you can start to really pinpoint where the spot is. And then you just roll that spot out and it feels really, really, it's like that pain that's like actually feels good though. You know what I mean? And it's amazing how much relief it provides. And so I got to give a huge shout out to Steve Ensid for curing my initial really, really bad plantar fasciitis. And then when it came back several years later for round 2, I was able to get rid of it pretty quickly, efficiently. So
nice. Shout out to Coach helping you out.
All right, you're second.
I'm gonna go. And, you know, I'm going to go, you know, I'm not, we were going to talk about maybe some of the concussions maybe we thought we had, or I had,
Yeah.
only because of sometimes my memory is kind of funny that I don't remember things. But I'm gonna switch away from that because I'm gonna respect Tua's situation a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to a broken nose right here,
Okay.
little fracture, little hairline. Playing basketball down at the Civic Center, rec league after college days. So
Oh,
I
wow.
believe this happened like, you know, probably 5 to 8 years after I was out of college. But you know how angry I can get.
Yes.
Sometimes, and
Yeah.
so somehow I took the back of someone's head into my
Oh,
nose area, and I was
oh.
unpleasantly, extremely unhappy with it.
Extremely unhappy.
Yes. And I'm not going to go into the situation, but I know I might have walked out, um, as I was just, I knew it was a better time to just leave than stay there. If you get my drift.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I get your drift.
Okay.
Drift has been gotten.
Gotcha.
Oh, wow. All right. My third top three injuries. When I was in ninth grade playing JV soccer, we it was the JV obviously plays before the varsity. And so we played our game, and then us JV guys were kind of horsing around off to the side during the varsity game. It might have even been at like halftime. There was a goal, an extra goal that we used for practice that was sitting off to the side. And we were just kicking goals at each other. And I happened to be the one in the goal at that time. And our actual goalie on our team, who was quite a specimen, extremely strong. I don't know if I said that he was actually the goalie on our team, and so he had quite a foot on him, and he could kick the ball harder than you could imagine. And he was about 5 feet away from me and kicked the ball at me as hard as he could. And I went to block the ball. This is how hard he kicked the ball. I went to block it, and it hit my hand and literally fractured my forearm.
Oh.
And I had to miss like this is early in the season, and I had to miss almost the entire rest of the season.
Oh, wow.
I was able to come back and finally play the last couple games. But that's how hard he kicked the ball.
Well, they got a boot on him because they got to kick that thing to like midfield, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. So
Wow.
I think I had a blue cast. I think.
You want to call him out for injuring you?
No. We'll leave his name out of this. But I do remember the next day seeing him in school, and he was just laughing at me.
Well, he felt real bad, obviously.
I'll tell you who it was off air.
Yeah, sure. Then I'll share it next week.
Yeah. All right, your third and final top injury.
Third and final, solid objects, even though they don't punch back, they really deliver a punch. So I don't even people around Holland, 22nd Street courts used to have the old, and they still have the tennis walls up where you play tennis off of them.
I don't know if they do anymore now.
Oh, maybe they don't.
Because I think they remodeled all of that. They put up a new half-court basketball court, and then what else did they put up over there? Something else. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So and these were in between two tennis walls that were in between a basketball court. So
yeah,
I think I was actually out shooting. It was late. Almost, winter was almost done. Because I do think it was super cold out, but I think I was outside shooting around, blowing off some steam. Can't exactly remember the issue. Probably, most likely, some girl issues. It never changes. End up just kind of out of frustration punching the wall.
One of the cement brick walls.
Cement brick wall. Again, I said, hey, not one of my smartest moments. Still have a bump. So anyway, fractured the bone right here on the punch. Obviously deal with it, get a cast on it. But
did you immediately just go right to the emergency room, or?
I think I went the next day.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, Curt, try to stay out of these doctors' offices, dentist offices. Nothing ever good comes from these places. Anyway, get the cast on. I think I have the cast on for a couple weeks. But then there's like an AAU tournament coming up that I want to play in. And, thinking I'm being mature, have my mom take me into the doctor's office and, hey, I need it off.
Yeah.
I mean, either I'm going to take it off or you guys are going to take it off. I don't care which one, but I'm here to say it's coming off. And I don't believe they took it off. They would not remove it.
Unbelievable.
So I went home, took it off.
How the heck?
Definitely was not fully healed. Definitely was not fully healed yet. But took it off myself, cut it off, got it off.
Cut it off with what?
Whatever I had laying around. I couldn't tell you now. I can't remember what I did yesterday, Curt.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. No, I was not going to be denied this opportunity to play in a no meaning AU tournament. So I still have a huge, there's a bump where it was where it healed.
Okay.
I don't know if that was because I cut it off too soon or not, but ended up playing pretty well in the tournament with a semi broken hand.
Oh my gosh. Your parents must have just been beside.
Oh dude, my mom was probably hysterical in the doctor's office. I even dragged her there to have them try to take it off. And then once they denied me, I was even more pissed.
Oh my gosh. Unbelievable.
Things we do.
But unbelievable for Big Mo. That's actually not unbelievable. That's very believable.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
All in fun, Curt. All in fun.
All right. Sam Callejas is back, joining us for an interview here, pre-recorded interview that I did with him. So let's get to that now. What do you say?
Yeah, always good to hear from Sammy Go Blue.
All right, here we go. All right, we now bring in our Michigan football guru, our Michigan football analyst here for the Attack the Rack Sports here.
Yes, sir.
Sammy Go Blue, Mr. Sammy Go Blue. Sammy, welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, welcome back. So we're going to talk about the Texas game. Sammy Go Blue was at the Texas game this past Saturday. He's going to tell us about kind of how that was being there live. Before we get into that, Sammy, obviously everyone saw the game. We know it didn't go well. But we are now 2 games in. Wolverines are 1-1. They started the season off defeating Fresno State. Wasn't pretty, but they got a W. And then obviously what we're going to talk about today more so, Texas. That was ugly. When we had you on before the season started, and we did a little bit of a Michigan preview, a couple things we had talked about was obviously the quarterback play. We had no idea what we were going to expect so far. I mean, what are your thoughts on the quarterback play so far?
Worst case possible. Worst case scenario.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts. We can't go vertical. Orgy is, at least from what I see, the coaching staff is just, regulated him to just running the ball.
Right.
That's not good. That's not a good sign that we've not seen his arm. Red flag. Coaches don't have confidence in you.
Yeah.
So with that, that door's closed.
Okay.
Davis Warren. I don't know if we can shut that door too. All right. Yeah. I don't know what to do. Tuttle, I hope he's I hope he's ready, and I hope he gives us something. But who's he going to throw it to?
Well,
That's the
that's the next thing I wanted to ask you about. One of your keys to this season was who's going to step up in the wide receiver group. What do we have wide receiver wise? And I mean, Loveland's been okay, right? Let's see, what did he do against Texas here? He 8 catches, 70 yards against Texas. But
and a critical mistake.
yes, yeah, no, for sure. For sure. So anyway, wide receiver group. What are your thoughts on the wide receiver group so far? Again, that was one of your keys was if anyone could step up in that group.
What's here's my answer to that. What's in the transfer portal? That's my answer to that right now. What's it cost to go get a stud receiver? I mean, because that's what it's. I mean, that's what we're gonna have to do. The beauty of the ugliness of the NIL and transfer portal and the negatives. There's a lot of them, but the positives are, or at least one positive is you can rebuild real quick.
Yeah, true. No, very true. And especially if you're a program like Michigan that has probably an endless amount of money.
Yeah, bottomless pit.
Yes.
Not impressed. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't in Fort Schemblacker the last month. I'm not there every day. I don't know what they're running in practice. I don't know if this was all designed, but I felt like they were playing possum a little bit, Fresno, and I thought I was expecting to see something more.
Hopefully that you were hoping they were playing possum.
Up for that playbook, and credit to Texas. They're a good team, definitely a top 3 national championship contender, but I expected a little bit more.
Yeah.
Creativity, a flea flickers, reverse. I don't know. My answer to this would be, and this is kind of radical, but if we can't pass the ball, why don't we just go old school wishbone offense?
Well, that was the group I wanted to ask you about next was the running backs. I mean, I think I was hoping for huge things out of Donovan Edwards so far. 19 on the season, 19 carries, 68 yards, just 3.6 yards per carry, no rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, and we were talking Heisman for him, or at least like
I had asked you about that. I had asked you, yeah.
In the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He is definitely MIA.
But again, he's only got 19 carries. So what? I mean, and he hasn't done much with those 19 carries. Again, just 3.6 yards per carry. But if he doesn't get the ball, then he can't do anything either.
On the same token, if you can't pass, what do you think they're going to do?
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we can't loosen them up.
Yeah, and then let's be honest too. I mean, we got down big to Texas right away, so we had to stick with the passing game against Texas.
I just knew when it was 14-3, we weren't built to come back. I knew it was over at that point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm definitely a concerned fan.
Yeah, and then defensive wise, that was supposed to be still a big strength of the team, and I thought they looked good against Fresno, but that's Fresno. Against Texas, I was pretty disappointed in what I saw. Should I be, or is that just Texas is just that good?
I think Texas is good, but how many minutes was that defense on the field?
Too many.
Too many. And then Will Johnson's great. Who's the other guy on the other side? Makari Page?
Yeah.
Come on now. I mean, from what I've seen the last 2 weeks, teams are saying, okay, we won't throw to Will Johnson's side.
Right.
We know he's got that locked.
Yeah.
We'll just go over here.
Right.
So I don't know. A little bit of, I think they're more Oh, look, they're more ahead than the offense, but definitely there is a little like disarray, something
Yeah.
going on.
Yep.
Like, is Donovan Edwards hurt? I don't know.
That's a good question. He's not the Donovan Edwards we've seen the
They're
last.
not what I've seen, but on the same token,
But then again,
yeah,
he doesn't have the offensive. Now, granted, the offensive line supposedly, even though they're all new, they're supposed to be pretty good. But they're not the offensive line he had last year, the year before.
no. And I'm not even like concerned about that really, the offensive line, because I know by week 5 or 6,
Yeah,
I'm praying that they have gelled, and that's would be like on par for what should happen.
sure.
Start gelling about week 4, 5, or 6.
Yeah,
So I'm more concerned of our lack of not being able to go vertical.
yeah, for sure. All right, hey, let's take a quick break here from the interview with Sammy Callejas. We're about halfway through the program here, which takes us to our segment, our halftime adjustment for the week, brought to you by Realtor Ryan. Ryan Kruitoff has been in real estate for over 20 years, and he can help you with all your real estate needs. Realtor Ryan has helped me in my journey into understanding more about real estate, and he can do the same for you. Whether you're looking to sell your home, buy your home, maybe get into the rental property business, ring Realtor Ryan. All right, Big Mo, halfway through the program, halftime adjustment. Adjustment for the week. What do you got?
I'm going Michigan football.
Okay, nice.
Let's figure it out this weekend.
Okay.
Which would be today. Let's figure it out. Hoping to see just a little bit more creativity with the offense. Maybe a little more trust in the two backs. Get them more touches, more carries, whatever it might be.
Yep, agreed.
Maybe loosen the reins up on either Mr. Warren or give Orgy a shot. And let's really run with one of those two. Give them the reins a little bit. Let's have some fun.
Okay.
We got to get ready for USC the following week. So halftime adjustment, Michigan football.
All right. Hey, mine is actually Big Mo. I usually, well, not usually, but sometimes I do my grocery shopping here in town at Meijer. For those of you watching from the Michigan area, the Midwest area, you're familiar with Meijer. It's kind of a store that has basically everything. And it's a place where you can go to get all of your groceries. So a lot of times I go to the Meijer here on this side of town to get my groceries. Well, I happened to be on the north side of town and went to that Meijer instead for groceries and recently. And the setup of that store is so different from the store on our side of town here. There's, I mean, some of it's similar, but a lot of it is very different. And my adjustment, I would like to see Meijer, stores like Meijer, these big box stores, set up their stores all the same so that if you're going to a different location than you normally do, you can still get in and out quick and easy because you're going to know where everything is. So again, my adjustment, Meijer, other stores like that. Let's get all of them designed the exact same way.
Well, Curt, I mean, they're close. They are a little different, though. They are a little different. Obviously, we both do some delivery stuff through Meijer's. And you do have to, I like the one store I go to. I don't like going to the north side one because it is a tad different.
Yeah.
But I feel like the setup's the same. It's just they got some stuff in a different order.
Yeah, they do. Like the groceries is on the left side of the store, the clothes is in the middle.
Yeah.
Everything else, yes. I guess I'm specifically talking about the groceries right now.
Yeah.
Bread completely different. Beverages completely different.
Yeah.
The deli area is all set up a lot differently. For sure, that stuff. So
well, they want you there a little bit longer, so you buy a couple extra items, Curt.
It is interesting why they would be so different. Like, wouldn't it be kind of like, hey, let's make them all the same? And sometimes maybe you can't based on the size of the store or some different types of designs, but
Well, I think some of it, I bet, and then, both those stores have changed a lot over the last couple of years, like moving stuff around. So I
yeah,
think they're trying to get closer, but
maybe.
maybe in the end, can't quite get the whole package the same way.
Yeah. All right. Hey, let's get back to the rest of our interview here with Sammy Go Blue. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, we're here to talk about your experience at the Texas game. You ended up getting tickets as a when you had been on previewing the season, you were still hoping to get tickets. Obviously, you got tickets.
Yeah, I got it. I did what I said I was gonna do. I played out the same theory, which was this: wait the week of.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happened? What was on that benefited me was that Michigan kind of looked shitty the first week, or crappy the first week. So I think people are dumping their tickets.
Okay.
So with that said, I got 2 tickets for under $400, so I was happy.
Right.
Okay. Also with that said, a lot of those Texas fans bought those tickets up.
Did there?
There's a lot of.
Was there a lot?
Okay. I felt like there was a lot of burnt orange there.
Okay. That's interesting because usually you don't see that. I mean, they only allot
right,
a couple thousand maybe.
Right. So there was a lot of fans there. I don't know. Did it, from the optics of the television, did it look like there was a lot of burnt orange there?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Their fan base is great, nice. Talked to a few people. They were more on the they were just happy to be there, check out this venue.
Sure.
The Texas fan that I tailgated said he never golfed or tailgated on a golf course. They tailgate on parking lots over at Darrell K Royal Stadium, or I think DKR. I think that's what he said it.
Okay.
How he said it.
Yeah.
But they were, I was interested. What I thought was real interesting is when we got into the stadium, all the Michigan, everything that Michigan does as far as like bringing the band out, playing the James Earl Jones video, they were actually taping it. They were taping everything.
Okay.
They were like in awe.
Yeah.
From what I could understand, from what I could tell, they were taping it all. The band coming out, even the Michigan football players slapping the banner. They taped their cameras out taping it.
Okay.
So they were definitely happy to be there.
Yeah.
What's that?
I was just gonna say, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the Big House is one of the most iconic stadiums in the world. Michigan football, the whole experience, everything that goes along with it is very iconic. And yes, Texas is an iconic program as well. But there's just something different about the Big House and the experience there. And I'm sure despite the fact that they have an incredible experience every Saturday, with their home games as well, there's still nothing like the Michigan football experience. And I'm sure they were just, they wanted to capture it.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you this. They look cheesy, but I thought they looked cool. But they look, the cowboy hats, the jackets, the pants, I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Cheesy but cool.
Yeah.
But they were very nice, and I would be annoyed after about an hour of seeing everybody go like this to you.
Yeah.
They handled it pretty good. I mean, on the big screen, every shot they did, especially the student section, they were getting this. You know what I'm saying? Even when we're losing, they're doing this. But they were very nice and, tell us, I've got told a couple times, make sure you come out in 2027. We're going to make sure it's right.
That'd be sweet.
In Austin, but they were very impressed with the Big House. I think they thought it was a little wider.
Okay.
Shoot. You still there?
Yeah.
I think they thought it was a little wider or a little tighter, but it's actually wider.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It goes out. You know, the seats. I think they were thought it would be tighter, and you're going to be like on top
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
of you. And you know, the fans I talked to, I just said, "Hey, man, this is great, noon game, but you really want to see electricity, the night game. I wish they would have put this on a night game."
You know, the big house does get knocked quite a bit for having 110, 112, 114, whatever it is, 1,000 people there. And based on that amount of people, you know, the knock is it doesn't seem like it's as loud as it should be. I will say from watching it on TV, at least in it didn't last long, but in the beginning of that game, it's one of the loudest I remember, at least watching every game on TV, you know, that I can remember hearing. But that didn't last.
Yeah, and that's the problem with it. I always felt like there's no question that it's loud. It just doesn't sustain it. The fans don't sustain it. Whereas I think in the SEC country, they're on it the whole game.
Right.
Sure. And whether it's, you know, Middle Tennessee State or Alabama, their fans are like fanatical and avid.
Yeah, for sure.
So, whereas Big House can get loud.
Yeah, it can. It
and
should.
Really, there's only been a few games, and the only one that I can remember recently was the Ohio State game in 2021, where it was probably loud the whole game.
Okay.
So
I love it too. I love being there. I haven't been to a game in. Honestly, I should take that back. I went to the Rutgers game. I think 2021. I went to the Rutgers game. Before that, it had been almost 20 years since I had been to the Big House. So in the last 24 years, I've only been to the Big House once.
So you were there in what, 1999?
Yeah, 99. Yeah, 99.
Who'd they play? Who'd you see them play?
I don't even remember. Maybe Michigan State.
That was the year, I think, like Justin Fargas, David Terrell, Marquise Walker, their freshman year.
Yeah.
Their freshman year.
Was Brett Cummings on the team too, maybe?
Yep. At that time, he was. I don't know if he was part of that recruiting class, but at that time, he was part. I think he's a head coach somewhere.
Rockford. Yeah, head football coach at Rockford High School. Yeah. Rockford.
Gotcha.
Which they're off to an incredible start, 2-0 with wins over Cas Tech and Muskegon.
Muskegon, yeah, right.
Yeah. So, what was that? Why did I even bring that up? That I've been to. I just always loved, and prior to that, when I was growing up, I went to at least one game every year. But I always loved when the announcer would say, "You are part of the largest crowd football game in the country today."
Right. And to me, it's always been just getting in there for the band. I've always enjoyed watching the band.
Sure. Yep. Did you get a good glimpse of Matthew McConaughey?
No, I did not. He's a superstar, man. I mean, he's like a megastar. It's actually just cool that he came.
I love that guy.
It was cool that he came and took the Big House in.
Yeah.
Had probably the best seat in the house. And Matthew McConaughey is Morrison, dude. You know what I'm saying? He's just a kid. I feel like he's just a big kid. Like he was jumping before the game. What a life. That's all I gotta say. What a life.
Yeah, seriously. And then Derek Jeter was there.
Derek Jeter was there. We caught him. We caught a glimpse of him by the tunnel about the fourth quarter. I walked out there just because I needed to walk around. And sure enough, the captain, within 10 feet of me, signed maybe 2 autographs. Had some guy berate him about saying he sucks and he should play for the Tigers. It was like slapping on the door, Detroit Tigers. Yeah, he signed a few autographs and jumped in his car.
Sure.
But yeah, I got to see him. I mean, you see him all the time on television, and then right next thing you know, he's like right there.
Yeah. I guess, and then one last thing. What was the vibe as everyone was filing out?
The vibe was this. Uh-oh. That was the vibe. Uh-oh. It's as bad as we
Yeah,
thought it was going to be. We were hoping it wasn't going to be, but it is.
right.
It
Um,
is.
I think I was kind of hoping like, well, we're Michigan, we're in a Power Five conference, we're in the Big Ten conference. A Michigan team with 3 losses maybe could get into the playoffs. I looked on our podcast or on one of our daily lineup shows this past week. We were talking about that, probably the Tuesday episode, and then we looked up last year. The top 12 ranked teams in the country all had 2 or less losses. So I'm probably a little bit too hopeful thinking a 3-loss Michigan team.
Well, I think honestly, we were all drinking the national championship Kool-Aid, and we just still had that momentum, and no one really thought, what did we really lose here?
Yeah,
And
right.
and what I said in that initial interview, I said I felt like we were at the point in our program where we just reload, and just
Yeah,
next
you
person
did.
up.
Yeah.
But trying to do next person up on 18 bodies is tough.
18. That's insane. 18 guys went
I
to
I really never thought about it, but
and by the way,
it's a lot.
Head coach gone, defensive coordinator
Head coach
gone.
gone. He took his half of his staff.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, this may be like controversial, but did Jim Harbaugh kind of screw us a little bit? I mean, we knew he wasn't going to come back. We knew he wasn't going to come back. We knew it was over with Jim Harbaugh. Why'd you wait so long?
You can't fault him for doing what he wanted to do. He wanted to go to the NFL.
No, I don't. But we missed out on some good candidates.
Because he kind of drug it along. Yeah,
he drug it along.
Sure.
Although he had Sharon Moore already penciled in. Well, this is Michigan, and Sharon Moore did a great job for 3 games with a stellar team.
True. Yeah.
It's a national championship team.
And let's be honest, he was head coach on game day. He wasn't head coach throughout the week. He wasn't head coach put together a game plan.
It's like, okay, Jim Harbaugh, you saw all this, everybody leaving.
Yeah.
But you can't blame him. So who wouldn't take that San Diego job?
Yeah.
Who would not take that San Diego job?
Yeah, he went out a national championship. What more do you got to do?
No. He's done. He did what he had to do. I'm always be grateful for that. But on the same token, we knew he wasn't staying right when that game was over.
Yeah, right.
And it was like a big game between him and Ward Emmanuel for like a month. They had their things. We want you to stay, Jim, stay. We heard the chant in Chrysler. Well, everybody got hired up. Yeah. That was, maybe a potential great candidate.
Yep. Just a correction. It's not San Diego, Sammy. It's the Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
The only reason I bring that up is because every time we talk about the Chargers on our NFL Pick Show, which by the way, every Sunday morning 9 a.m. NFL Pick Show, every time we talk about the Chargers, I always call them San Diego, and then Chad Zagar, one of our expert pickers, he always makes fun of me and always has to correct me. So that's the only reason I brought that up.
Yeah, I get it. Like, Washington's always the Redskins to me.
and same with the Raiders. No matter where the Raiders, if they're Oakland, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, I always think Oakland Raiders.
Oakland, yeah.
So anyway, anything else? We got Arkansas State Saturday.
Arkansas State. It's a nice game to maybe work on some pass plays all week and maybe practice some in the live action. And then
the Trojans come to town, and they
and
are
then
looking
Trojans
good.
coming to town. And right now I'm looking on StubHub. Tickets have dropped to about, you can get, I think, one for $96.
Really?
So, I don't know. I'm off of the cloud. I'm back to reality.
But is there a chance we might be having Sammy Go Blue back in 2 weeks talking about his experience at the USC game?
No, I've already made a decision.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the Oregon game.
Okay. Hey,
I'm going to the Oregon game.
Okay. Sweet.
So next time you see Sammy Go Blue at a game, or you want to talk to me about my experience, it'll be the Oregon game.
And if anyone's trying to get rid of tickets, contact Sammy Go Blue.
Holler. Call me.
All right, Sammy Go Blue. We'll get you out of here. We'll let you go. Hopefully we'll see you back again soon, talking more Michigan football.
Hey, thank you.
Go ahead. What?
Thanks for always invite me, and keep doing you guys. You guys I listen to your podcast today. That Colorado thing's very toxic.
You agree?
Very toxic. I agree. Hey, to me, it's like, I don't know if this is apples and apples or apples and oranges, but to me, it's kind of like the Juwan Howard thing.
Yeah.
Like, you bring your kids in, get them ready, shipping them off. Well, he got fired, and Deion's about to get fired, and basically he's, getting their kids drafted.
The things that you just hear about what's going on there, and what's weird is, like, Deion does seem like the kind of guy who does have, high character. He obviously is flashy and all that stuff, and but he's someone who's never been in trouble. He's someone who seems to care about the kids, and it sounds like he does a lot for the kids off the field. But it's like, at the same time, you're running a program that's out of control. Like the stuff that goes from allegedly what happened, things that go on in the locker room, getting rid of.
I mean, I've heard some rumblings. Here's the thing.
And you're not winning.
You can only fake it for so long if you're not winning.
Right. Exactly.
The prime effect is gonna run its course if he doesn't start winning.
Exactly. And
so, but that said, he's got a deal. He trademark time, all that stuff. He's made money. He's a guru at marketing.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And yeah, I mean, he had a ton of success at Jackson State, but he had way better players than anyone else that he was playing against.
Let me ask you this question. Do you think the University of Colorado cares? He just impacted not only the school's economy, but the local economy.
Oh, yeah.
Like that. So
yeah, for sure. No,
he's gonna have a little bit of he's got some leash, I think. I know you guys are talking about the leash.
Yeah.
I think he's got some leash, but he's got to win some big games, because it's gonna get hot. And it already is starting to get hot.
And I think, yes, in the first year plus, he's brought in a ton of money to the university, a ton of money to the community. But that's going to start to trickle away a little bit if you keep losing.
So, and we know, let's just be honest, he's not there for much longer.
Yeah.
I don't think. It's like that dad when they coaches his son all the way up. You know what I'm saying? Until you can't coach him no more.
Right.
Well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. True. So, I mean, he was Shadur's high school coach. Now he's Shadur's college coach at Jackson State. Now he's Shadur's coach at Colorado. Right. So.
Right. And I've always been the type of parent that I never wanted to coach my kids. I wanted them to learn from someone else.
Yeah, I don't think I would want to either. Yeah.
So that's just my thoughts on I listened to your podcast today, so that was my thoughts. But I got to get going, Curdy. I will contact you.
Yep. We'll be in touch, man. Go Blue.
Go Blue.
All right. Another great interview with Sam Callejas, a.k.a. Sammy Go Blue, our Michigan guru here on the Attack the Wreck sports media company here. Always a great interview with Sammy. Always a great time chatting with Sammy. Thanks for giving up some of your time to share your knowledge with the Michigan football program with us, and more specifically, the Texas game that you were at last week. We are hoping for a big win out of Michigan football today.
We're not hoping, Curt. We're not hoping. It's expected.
I would hope so. Arkansas State, come on. So we're hoping for a win. In honor of that win that we're hoping for, in honor of a winning interview with Sam, in honor of yet another winning episode of the Attack the Rack podcast, Big Mo, let's wrap up here with our winner of the week. What do you got?
What do I got? I'm not going to directly pick this winner, but I am going to say to my dentist and dental assistant winners of the week.
Give them some love.
Again, I was expecting the worst today, and again, I'm getting a handful now of pain. But for the extraction itself, they did a great job calming my nerves. Just went with an injection of numbness, so no nitrous gas, no being knocked out. Just said, hey, let's get this one thing done, and they excelled at their jobs today. So shout out to them, winners of the week, my dental surgeon and his assistant, and hoping I don't have to ever go back, but let's call them winners of the week.
And hey, if they are watching and they want to sponsor anything we're doing here with the Attack the Rack, email us at attacktherack33@gmail.com. Those of you watching, take a half a second right now if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel. Give our podcast here a like. Maybe leave us a comment. Who are you? Who's your winner of the week?
Sure.
What adjustment would you like to be seen made over the past week? What are your top 3 injuries that you've sustained in your lifetime? Let us know. Let's talk about it. All right, my winner of the week, Big Mo, Jameson Williams, wide receiver, Detroit Lions. Last week in a win over the Los Angeles Rams. He had 5 catches, 121 yards, and a touchdown. He has had a rough go of it his first couple seasons in the NFL. In fact, his first season, he was still recovering from a ACL tear he sustained in his last year at Alabama. Missed most of his rookie season. I think he didn't come back until like week 13 or something like that. And then suspended the first initially suspended the first 6 games of last season, his second year. That suspension ended up getting reduced to 4 games. So he missed the first 4 games last year as well. So he has missed a ton of games here in his first 2 years. And it was nice to see week 1 him have a spectacular game. Winner of the week, Jameson Williams. Hopefully it can continue.
Definitely. It's going to be a nice 1-2 combo with him and Amon
Ross St. Brown, and then Sam Laporta at tight end, and our running game. Woo! All right. Hey, Big Mo, anything else we missed? Anything else you want to get to here before we send it off?
Just want to get to my bed, Curt.
Yep. We'll get you there. But first, we do need to end the program, as always, with the Big Mo Motivational Minute. We'll see you next week.
All right, welcome to Big Mo's Motivational Minute. Feeling it. Had one wisdom tooth extracted today. I'm not sure why they say extracted. That sounds awful. But they had to take out a wisdom tooth. Got 3 more. Not going to get them out quite yet. Going to hold on to those as long as I can. But hey, sometimes you got to do tough stuff, right? Definitely was not looking forward to it. Gets a little tougher maybe even when you're by yourself. But you got to, take a deep breath, attack it with all your might, and try to handle it, right? So that can be said for a lot of things in life. Take it head on. Sometimes it works out well, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you got to deal with a little pain in the back of your mouth. So hang in there, attack those tough things, and we will talk to you next week. Later.